Welcome everyone. What a day this has been. Incredible, I would say. Now let's quickly take a look at the key highlights of the Community Refocus 2024. And before that, I would like to thank you all for attending the conference this far. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to Shivraj Asthana, President Grazitti Interactive. Shivraj has over 3 decades of distinctive experience spanning leadership roles in diverse organizations, from technology startups in the Silicon Valley to management of public services in India. Over to you, Shivraj.
Hey, thanks, Ivanchi. Thanks for the intro. It's great to be here. I think this is the 5th time we are holding a community refocus, and every time it gets better and better. As we conclude Community Refocus 2024, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on what we have learned today. The sessions have been brimming with enlightening experiences, some innovative ideas, and insightful discussions. Before we explore today's sessions, you must be wondering why today, in the age of generative AI, communities are still relevant. Intelligent chatbots are providing access to all the human knowledge published today, and AI agents are ready to do our bidding. You may be wondering, do we still need to connect to each other at a personal level in online communities? Now, it's a fact that enterprises have only 20% of their knowledge explicitly available in the knowledge base, help documents, and support systems. There is a general consensus, Forrester and Gartner agree, and I believe most of you would also agree, that 80% of the knowledge, enterprise knowledge, is implicit, locked in the minds and experiences of the employees and your customers. Bringing this wealth of information from below the waterline is probably the next frontier in technology and in the business process. Now, Now, community is one of the most powerful ways of collecting and surfacing this hidden information. As we have seen, the top LLM providers have sucked up all the accessible information of the internet to train their ever-growing models, which becomes more powerful and thus require more content to be trained. Now, since the content is consumed faster than it is produced, the LLMs providers are turning to communities like Reddit, Quora, Stack Exchange. And now we hear that YouTube is building a community just because they want to capture the content which is fresh and closely reflects the real world experience to train their models for better accuracy and confidence. As you induct Gen AI more and more into your workflow, your vibrant community could be a vital source for training your AI models to serve your customers better. And that's another very evolving use case of building a community where your customers, your employees, your other stakeholders are exchanging information, ideas, pain points, which goes on to serve your communities better. Now, getting back to the sessions, a brief roundup. Our day began with a conversation on a fundamental distinction in community building, audience versus members, a very well-known phenomenon, where how do you get those passive audience, sometimes people refer to them as lurkers, as contributing members. So our panelists today talked about some ways on nurturing your audience members and bringing them up into the fold of engaged participants, showing us that the heart of a community lies in building meaningful relationship. Next, we moved on to a session based on the member psychology. Here we explored the emotional drivers behind community engagements. The session highlighted the importance of understanding what the member needs, what their behaviors are, and the power of creating a sense of belonging. Our speakers talked about breaking down the psychological barriers that came in the way of fostering deeper relationships. Next, we had a panel on Beyond the Help Desk, online communities as support powerhouses. Obviously, that's one of the most oft quoted use case where your communities actually help your support organizations. However, the panel went beyond the traditional methods of how do you collect knowledge, how do you do moderation. They went into how do you integrate the AI-driven solutions. Of course, there are certain risks associated, but as technology evolves, there's no solution, there's no problem which cannot be solved. Now, this event could not have been complete without digging into the topic of where the AI meets the community, fueling growth through smart solutions. In the beginning, we talked about community serving as a source for training your AI models. Here we go into more day-to-day tasks of how do you automate tasks with moderation, how do we do the content curation, how do we create a deeply personalized experience, how do you find out the trends, which are the pressing trends, and predict the needs, which will come today or which will come tomorrow. What are the ethical challenges? Now, one of the challenges which AI-based moderation always experiences is that our models are not yet sophisticated enough to detect things like double negatives or things like sarcasm. And therefore, you do still require a human in the loop till the time the language models evolve to take care of such corner cases. The strategic community governance and moderation session did talk about the governance models. We explored the importance of a. Now you'll probably wondering, why do we need a governance model? Because having those guardrails increase the user's confidence and help people participate, come out of their corners, and maybe start talking more freely because they realize that this has become a safe space for them to communicate and exchange their views. And finally, the last session we had about unlocking the value. How do you really get the monetization out of your online communities? While we talk of many strategies, one of the basic bedrock of monetization is to first build a strong community experience. Because if you try to play both the game at the same time, you'll find that without a trust and confidence, monetization is a very short-term initiative. So as we wrap up the event today, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all our speakers, panelists, and of course to everyone who joined us today. Your presence, engagement, and enthusiasm throughout the event are what makes these events like these truly special. Now at Grazitti, we are committed to being your partner in that journey, helping you build communities that are impactful, scalable, and sustainable. With these remarks, I turn the stage back to Devanshi. Over to you.
Thank you for that, Shivraj. I believe this summary will definitely help our listeners with the takeaway for their community strategies. As they say, all good things come to an end. And I'd say with the refocused community lens, we've only just begun. A big shout out to all our speakers and attendees. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. We hope you had a wonderful time like we did.
Absolutely, Devanshi. Well said. So we'll be sharing the recording of the conference with you all via an email. And if you've had any questions or feedback, please feel free to share those with us at marketing@grazitti.com. Once again, thank you for being an amazing audience. Community Refocus this year has truly been an experience to remember. We'll be back soon with another event. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.